everybody. I'm Larry Ridley.
Thank you, Larry. It is a hot and humid afternoon as we get set for football in the southern part of the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by their 6-year quarterback out of Texas A&M, and that's Ryan Tannehill.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
A gain of 6 there on first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's brought down after a good game. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Ajayi last year, 1,272 yards, third most in a single season in Dolphin history.
And he helped transform Miami into a playoff team in 2016.
Tannehill over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They run again with Ajayi. Ajayi hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
I think we just saw some evidence of what Tennessee was talking about in the offseason and really emphasizing on defense, forcing fumbles. Only forced 4 in all of 2016.
The lowest number in the league. They just could not seem to force any fumbles at all last season. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Fresh set of downs here. This is Coleman. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games. but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
Now the rookie from Oklahoma, it's Joe Mixon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Coleman. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Flush to his right. Touchdown, Tennessee. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. So that drive goes 8 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Tannehill now, they give to Ajayi. Oh, spinning away. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now it's Ajayi. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And the Titans getting set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. His throw's going to be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They run with Ajayi. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. This is Ajayi. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it'll be Titan football. And coming up later tonight in the NFL, we'll have the Chiefs heading down to Houston to take on the Texans. And then on Monday night, it'll be an NFC North battle. Vikings and Bears from Soldier Field.
Traditional rivals getting after it one more time.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Now Mariota rolling to his right. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And a battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from Clemson, Cordray Tankersley. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Now, he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career. You're saying that's going into the trophy case? I'd put it there. Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
I got number 23. I got you, 23. Here we go.
And Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still 2nd down.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Third and long, it's Tannehill. And he's got room. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They will run again with Coleman. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Good luck trying to get your running game going against Ndamukong Suh. I mean, he is so strong. Just trying to move him, take one guy, 2 guys, whatever. I wish you a whole lot of luck. He usually converts an offensive running game into rubble.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And it's 3rd and short.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. 3rd and 2, Tannehill. And he finds Julius Thomas. Tannehill with a hook up to Thomas for a Dolphin 1st down. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Well, he appears well on his way to another big game. You remember 2016, partner. He became just the 4th player in NFL history to have 3 200-yard rushing games in a season.
2 of them were back-to-back. Steelers in Week 6, Bills in Week 7. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. And throw right side complete to Parker. And he's brought down. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin 1st. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Miami after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration, and the pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Sylvester Williams. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's hoping to get it going. They're hoping to get him going, too. You know, he's about ready to pop one here in the second quarter. He's hoping.
And his offensive line teammates, they want to get one of those, too, because they want to continue to run the football. Most offensive linemen like that part of the game better than pass protection. Because
the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 20. Touchdown, Titans. Tevin Coleman, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Titans get the quick strike touchdown. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. And he comes back with one complete. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now give that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. And before we could even hear from Larry, we're back and ready to go in Week 5. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Here's Coleman. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
I heard so much about the offense Marcus Mariota ran while he was at Oregon, about how people were just wide open, how he couldn't fail to hit them. But I always said the same thing. He sure as heck didn't miss them very often. Very accurate even on short throws.
Yeah, he can go short. He can go deep, obviously, but he's really good with that short passing game.
Dart thrower, very accurate. Receivers love it. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now it's a bootleg with Mariota. He'll buy some time right. And he rifles one incomplete. Tajay Sharp, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
After that throw, it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
Mariota escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Coleman now. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now they try the right side here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. And he certainly played a pip. Those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This will be taken in at the 1. And now running right through it. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there. 4 down. Here we go.
On second down, here's Tannehill. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Double tight.
Here's Ajayi. And he's got some space here. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there's going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Now a handoff here to his running back. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Slow. Back, 32. Under. We go.
A first throw for the backup Griffin. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They'll run here with Mixon, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Back now in Miami. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd down and 12. To throw is RG3. The open man is Smith. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On the toss, Mixon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 6 there on the first down play. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here's Ryan Suckup for the Titan field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And Suckup will put this one right through, and their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. And now running right through him. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On 3rd down, Griffin being chased out left. They find some open field here. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble. 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. A big kick that time, 52 yards. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Here's Tannehill. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On 1st down, Tannehill. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the 1st down yardage there. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. So Tannehill out, and they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. A first throw for the backup Cutler. And the pressure gets to him again. Daquan Jones in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. The 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now they run with Mixon. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Now Landry, agile footwork.
Missed.
This will not go down.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Tannehill on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. Tannehill. And Stills over the middle. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And it's caught by Parker. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard at the 46. A 10-yard pickup. And it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And over the middle, this is Parker. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Tannehill throwing again. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's Tannehill. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Second and 10, Tannehill once more. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Third and long, it's Tannehill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now Mixon. A broken tackle there, but not a ton to show for it. Tackled just on the other side of midfield. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.